So now we have a voice activation workshop right now with Leo. Do we have Leo here? Can we get a thumbs up from Elawan or Jessica? Yes. Cool. I think he's in the room. So he is going to offer us healing through expression and activating your soul language. And he's going to take us through a playful and authentic, bold way to heal our voice and access our throat chakra and through emotional release. And basically tapping into the unknown and helping us step into our creative potential. So Leo, thank you so much for being here. It's amazing having you, and welcome to Emergence Festival.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for having me, and I'm so glad for this opportunity. And yes, so today, what we're gonna do together, there is something that is really dear to my heart that I want to share with all of you. It's expression. How much it is important for all of us into this new age, into this emergence of the new age, through us, that we're able to express our truth. And I've been on my journey seeing how much I have blockages to express my own truth, and I've been developing few techniques in order to ease that way through, and in a really playful way, but at the same time provoke, like, inducing deep healing within myself and unlocking my mind, unlocking my creativity, unlocking my expression. And today I want to invite you into a kind of interactive journey where we're gonna all dive into that all together and tap into the potential of those techniques so that you can heal through your expression and activate your soul language, which is the tagline of this hour that we're going to spend together. Um, First of all, before we are doing anything, it's important for all of us to tune in and to, I would say, ground ourselves all together, because we are all coming from different background, different things happening in our life. This festival is amazing. It's moving a lot. So it's important for all of us to, like, slow down and come back to the here and now so that we can take the most of what's happening during this hour together. So for that, I'm inviting all of you to sit down. For the one that are already sitting down, it's amazing. Wow, all your colors, you're so colorful. That's powerful. Sit down and close your eyes for a moment and really take time to look within and feel your breathing. To slow down, slow the movements, and just feel your breathing, the one that is present right here, right now. There's nothing to induce, nothing to force. Just whatever it is in your breathing is the one that you are invited to be aware of right now. And while you are breathing, you can feel your belly blowing, massaging your organs inside. Just become aware of that, this breathing, how much this is a holistic, I would say, integral body experience. Just be aware of those movements into your body. And notice that the more you bring your attention to your physical body, the less your mind is present. At least you are more putting your attention somewhere else. So you become more present with your, I would say, physicality. And into this pulsation, into this presence, I'm going to invite you to feel your heart, feel the space of your heart, but not only, also the physical organ that is pulsing like a shamanic drum into your chest, always reminding you to be present and to listen to this ancestral sound within yourself. Just connect with that for a moment and feel that pulsation, feel that sweet power, this invitation to be present. Nothing less, nothing more, in simplicity. And into that presence, I'm going to invite you to call for a memory in your childhood where at some point you've been an innocent being expressing your truth with excitement. And somehow during your childhood, you may have been shut down. Your parents didn't know how to handle you, your energy, so they've been shutting you down. You've been having maybe emotional crisis, and your parents or your grandparents have been shutting you down. Let's recall that memory that is coming right here, right now, into your mind, into your inner screen. This memory is one of the first stone that has been conditioning you to express your truth or blocking you to express your truth. And it's important to be aware of that. And we're going to work with it in the first part of this hour together. So with this memory, I'm inviting you to stay in this presence that you have with yourself and open your eyes and come back all together. So yeah, as I was saying, most of our expression blockages can come from our childhood, and it's important to put the light there in order to, I would say, reprogram ourselves into it. And today I'm going to invite you in the first half an hour that we are spending together into a kind of regression where you're going to have the opportunity to speak the voice of your inner child and to at the same time reprogram that memory in order to reinform your cells with a different frequency. So how it's going to happen? It's going to be really, really simple, playful and bold at the same time. We're going to have a lot of fun, but it's going to also be deep, and you're going to feel that within your cells. I'm going to separate you into rooms in duo so that you have the opportunity to be in an intimate container with one another. And into those rooms, there will be 3 steps. The first step will be to tell your story. The memory that you had in your childhood, you're going to tell this story to the other one. It's going to be the first step, as it is, without moving anything as you recall it. Second step will be to say and to share what you would have loved to receive and how you would have loved to be treated into that moment. And the third step is to tell the story as if it would have happened in the way that you would have loved, so that you can experience and embody what it is as a child to experience that. But there is something that I didn't say to you. We're not going to express that with our voice, this voice, adult voice. We're going to express that with our inner child voice. So what does that mean?
It means that you're going to talk like if you were a little child, and you're going to regress to that state.
By doing that, what's happening into your body? You are suddenly stepping back into time, and you are suddenly coming back to this moment where you're going to feel into your body. From the moment that you speak that voice, your body going to feel like a shift of energy, shivers, and you're going to just be into that state again. So I'm really inviting you in this duo, in this break room that you're going to be into with your partner, to play the game fully and to embody that inner child voice, to play the game and see what's happening there. So I'm repeating the steps and I'm going to guide you through during also. The first step is to describe what was this experience that you had as a child, as it is, with your inner child voice. The second step is to express what you would have loved to happen. And the third step is to express the story as if it would have happened in the way that you would have loved to happen. And always with the voice of your inner child. When you're going to be in break rooms, you will be with one partner, you will be in duo. The one with the shorter hair will start, and you're going to have 2 minutes for the first step, 2 minutes for the second step, and 2 minutes for the third step. And then you're going to have 1 minute to feel it within yourself in silence, and then we're going to switch. Is that clear for everyone?
Yes, and we'll be sending little prompts to remind you about the timing, so you don't have to keep the timing.
Yes, that's amazing.
So, are you ready to play the game? Yes? Amazing.
So I'm asking to Jessica to make break rooms. Duo, por favor.
So we have a question. Are all three parts in the inner child voice or just the third? And then Alawan just put the instructions as a reminder.
Yeah, that's amazing. We are doing the three parts. So when someone is speaking, the one with the shorter hair will start into the break room. And the three steps are important. Is that answering your question?
Go ahead and type in the chat if it wasn't clear. And so the prompt here is tell the story of what happened when you were a child and got blocked or repressed. Tell what you would have wanted to receive. And lastly, tell the story as if it happens as you wanted in your inner child voice. And we'll be giving little marks of when to switch going to the next prompt. And then you can, at the end, switch roles so that each person gets a chance to share.
That's exactly it. Thank you so much for revoicing that. That's perfect. And I'm excited for all of you to embody your inner child again and discover this inner voice within yourself.
Beautiful. We had one more question. If it's blocked or repressed, how do we remember it? So maybe there is, ideally we're using something that we do remember so that we can recount what happens.
Yes. The best is if you do remember, you go there. If you do not remember something from your childhood, there is probably something that has happened when you were an adult and that you remember. So start from that. And you can use your inner child voice, even if it's an adult experience, because anyway, the source is always from there. So like, for the one that don't remember, you're gonna simply start from what you remember. As simple as this.
Okay, and Jess, whenever you're ready, we can open those rooms. For everybody else, you'll see a little screen that says join breakout room. You can go into those breakout. Hey, you're the one with the access to the, like our team, I think has to be in here because we need to send messages. So we have to time it and send messages.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I haven't been timing it. I've been like looking at the room.
You've been timing it?
No, I haven't. I just opened it.
Okay, yeah. So we'll just be in here. And yeah, I know that it's recording. So
Is somebody timing it right now? Because
So I
I'm
think-
supposed to.
What did you put the timer on at the top?
Oh, I didn't put a timer in.
Okay, because there's a timer that says probably 5 minutes, I'm assuming. So when it gets to 3 minutes, we'll just click.
Oh yeah.
Should
Okay.
we wait?
Perfect.
The
I'm gonna
people in the
broadcast
waiting
this message.
room?
Don't forget to mute yourself. We're 8 seconds away.
Wow, wow. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back from your journey into your childhood. I hope you had a lot of fun. I'm sure it was really cool and transformative at the same time. And so let's continue to welcome people. I think everybody's here, more or less. Great. I would love to. That was powerful. Thank you. Thank you, Alison. Amazing. I would love, yeah, to harvest some feedbacks. If we have time for like one or two people to share. So if ever you feel like your heart is beating and you want to share your voice about how was your experience, you're more than welcome to raise your hand. There is this little button reaction. You can raise your hand and somebody will unmute you so that you can share your voice.
Okay, it looks like we have two. I see they did it two different ways, which is cool. We have Gigi who has like an actual hand raise, and then we have Cassie that has a little reaction, and then D.
So let's listen to the first one.
Am I good? Hi. So this exercise, it was interesting going back to not necessarily just that memory, but also the voice, because I had to think about how did I sound when I was 8? So putting that together and then thinking on that moment made me realize that with these particular blocks, they also affect how I come across in the present day and how it's also affected the rest of my life from that point on. Um, and, it's one thing to, pick out like, oh, yeah, that was a very significant moment and how it affects me today. But it's also a wonder as to figure out how do you get out of that, because sometimes you also circle back or you fall back onto those moments like bad habits. And you wonder, how do you break away from that? But either way, it was a very interesting breakthrough.
I can give some insight around that. Thanks to this session, now you have the awareness. You have more awareness about your inner pattern. So now in your real life, you know that there is already influence from this experience into your present life. Now that you know, you cannot not know anymore, and you can catch yourself somehow. If you start to react in the same way that you were reacting as a child, you can catch yourself and react differently intentionally. So it's a way for you to reprogram yourself in real life. It's to catch yourself playing your pattern and saying, oh, I'm not there anymore. And you just like take another quantum leap into that moment. So it could be a good option for you, but it takes a lot of awareness on your inner patterns. And now that you know, you cannot say that you don't know anymore. You're welcome. Is there another one who wants to share? Yes, Jessica.
Yes, Cassie, one sec, I'm gonna add her.
I know there was somebody else who wanted to speak before me, so I want them to definitely get their moment first.
You can go ahead if somebody else is ready. I'm down, but I'm gonna steal it.
I think we had D next. Did we have D or Cassie? And then Jessica?
Yeah.
Do we have D still here? So, okay. Cassie, do you want to go next?
Hey,
Or Cassie.
can you hear me?
Oh, there we go. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. I wanted to say that it was really powerful to share this memory and this thing that I realized just 1-2 weeks ago about my childhood that affected my adult life and the way I'm acting right now. And it was so powerful to acknowledge it and share it with people I never met and to just own it. Yes, I did this when I was a child. This is how it affects my adult life. This is who I am, and I'm acting upon it. And actually, I was wondering how my inner child voice sounds. But when I'm completely open. My voice sounds like a child, so I didn't really have to change it a lot because it just sounds like a child. I love expressing myself this way and being like held and loved and supported. So thank you so much for this.
Thank
It was
you.
great.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for sharing, Dee. And Cassie, would you like to share next?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
have
sure.
one person.
Well, I'll make it quick then. Hopefully, maybe Jessica can go. I just wanted to say, not the whole thing, but I think a lot of us have probably experienced this. That's why I wanted to share it. I had like a single mom that worked a lot. I feel like in this culture, a lot of people had really busy parents. And I've been working on, just wanting to connect with people in general and trying to, and I'm nearing the end of that journey, but the cherry on top that just came back from an old memory from that was a little kid reaction of, well, if my love's not being received, I'm not going to bother. So like if my mom would come home from work like really stressed or just busy, and I would be like, yay, and there would be like, oh, I'm busy or something, or these shove off reactions, or like trying to hang out, or like, oh, will you play dollhouse with me? Like, no, the adult that just got off of it like a 10-hour shift is not going to play dollhouse, but reacting, I feel like a lot of us may have had those similar moments. And it's really, if we have a fear of connection, maybe there's something to be resolved of, in the past, we felt like, well, screw it. If my love's not being received, I'll just keep it to myself. But love doesn't have to be two ways. You can just give it. It's fine.
Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know if there's room for Jessica to still go. I know she had her hand raised. I try to keep it short.
I'm going to be so short. I just want to thank the person who I ended up in my breakout room with, Maria, because I've had this childhood inner thing that I've been kind of stuck on, and also not really knowing how to like transmute it, because I can see how I'm holding it in my body and how it's affecting me and like my interactions in life now. One way is it's actually my left knee dislocates every 2 steps. So I'm now considered disabled by the state, and I can't really walk, and her left knee's been bothering her. So we did like kind of like a movement embodiment practice. And then she like got me this place where she made me realize that whenever I need to kind of break through this feeling, my inner child, what does she want to do? And I said, she just wants to have fun. And I just like kind of started bouncing, and we like broke through it, and I had this beautiful aha moment. So that was my first breakout room in one of these sessions ever. So thank you. That was dope. And thank you to Maria, and thank you to everyone. So keep it rocking.
Wow. Thank you so much, Jessica, for your lights. Thank you so much. Amazing. So we are ready for the second step of this journey together. The second step is going to be a bit different, because again, in this emergence of the new earth, we are all invited to surrender to the unknown in a way that we never experienced before. And this is really scary. And again, we're gonna experience that through expression, through languages, in order to rewire directly the way that we spell ourselves to the world, diving into the unknown through expression. This technique that I'm using, I call that soul language. It's also called light language. It's also called heart language, whatever the way. But it's an expression that allows you to open your mouth and let the language speak through you without knowing what's coming out, which means that your mind doesn't need to understand what you are talking about, because it's not about your mind at this moment. It's about letting the free flow of expression flowing through you, and simply the source of it is more a feeling. So it's like letting your heart and your soul speak with a language that is not understandable. But somehow, when you step out of this mind understanding, like for example, I'm speaking English with you, and we all have a programming that allows us to understand each other. But from the moment that I'm going to speak my soul language, your mind will try to grab and say, oh, what is that? I don't understand. But because you cannot understand that with your mind, it's not about understanding at this moment. It's about, oh, how does it feel for me to receive that vibration, that frequency, that melody? And this is where you step into another way of communicating with each other. I've been facilitating that kind of things and making it just yes. There is a lot of emotion that can come into it because we tap directly into the feeling, into the heart consciousness, feeling one another instead of trying to understand one another. Okay. Being muted. It's good. So we're gonna work with that all together. Activating our soul language. Again, don't try to mentalize too much and say, oh, what is my soul language? What is my voice as a soul language? Your mind is trying to grab and to control. One of the aim of this technique is to let go of control. And the best way for that is to just jump into it and see what's happening. And what is the mindset to go there? The mindset to go there is to call your inner child, is to call this innocence of discovery and this curiosity that whatever comes out of you is the way it is. So I'm gonna just demonstrate somehow what is my soul language of the moment so that you can have an idea of how does that look or how does that feel. So let's do it. Sumbis ayoris oyas da kusun sims eiris sosina. Siorish oidax ombach onex honest amots de ons de sian. Siorish odas engerodis autsinde. Sumits zoades auring in this outs the brisens amnistede. So it can look like this, it can sound like this. Your soul language can sound so different. You don't have to copy me, this is not the game. You really have to find this inner flow that is yours and just open your mouth and see what's coming. So this simple exercise has the potential to let go of your mind, to let go of control, to tap into creativity, and again to reactivate this, I would say, childish innocence of expression. And at the same time to create a different kind of connection together, because we don't talk to each other in that way normally. And but this is a beautiful way to see how we can feel each other in that way. So how are we gonna experience that? According to the time that we have, I would love to make break rooms in duo because we don't have the time to make trio. So in dyad, it will be nice. And what are the steps for those this exchange? You're gonna be with your partner, the one with the longer hair will start. And you're gonna have 3 minutes of complete time for you to channel this soul language and let yourself all the freedom to express whatever comes. The other one is welcoming you. After those 3 minutes, you're gonna have, I would say, 30 seconds to simply integrate and feel what has happened for you and for the one that has received also. And then we switch partner. Again, 3 minutes of expression and 30 seconds of feeling. And then we come back all together. Is there any question? Longer hair starts. Yes, that's true. So if there is no question, if it's clear, crystal clear for everyone, it means you're ready to activate your soul language together and have fun. So let's make the breakout room and let's start. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, everyone.
Hey.
I hope it was a good experience for all of you. And I would love to take like a few minutes, I would say four minutes to harvest some feedback. What was your experience? And then I would love to close the space and express what is possible also with this light language and how we can go deeper with that. So is there anyone who wants to share his experience? We have a few minutes for that. maybe 2 people.
We've got Allison. Hi, Allison.
I was in a room with Michael. I feel like we were speaking the same language. It was like he had this like ancient wisdom that came forward. I don't know how he received mine. I don't even know how I received mine, but it was fun to share it with somebody because it is something I've been working on. So it was fun to have the opportunity to actually be witnessed in it. So thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Allison. It was amazing. It was like we were speaking the same language for sure. And that was I've had some experience of speaking in tongues. I do it when I have the heaviest lifting with prayer. And
Wow.
so this experience today was really interesting because the language that came through me was not like one I had experienced before. And so there's a
Wow.
catalyst effect, I believe, by pairing us, because I heard you when you were sharing yours.
Wow. And
Yes.
right before our breakout rooms, I knew I was going to be paired with Michael. I was not surprised.
That was fun. That was really fun. Thank you so much. That was
Yeah, it was really cool. Thank you.
Amazing.
Hi, I was with Carrie, and the sensation was that we know us already for so long, and we didn't saw for a few months, and we met again, and we say some small talk in the beginning, but then we went really deep in our conversation, and I understood everything, and I'm sure he also understood, because both of us, we were letting go, not the sounds was coming, but the feeling. We were talking from our belly, you know. So it was amazing. It was vulnerability, intimacy, was everything there. So I really enjoyed it. I have now the feeling that I know him. I really know him. Like I remember his face now that I look. Yeah, sure. You know, it's a nice feeling. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. I just want to tag on to that. One of the last things I said to her was something I had learned a while back, was that words were the least effective means of communication. And so, you know, we when we were speaking, we did figure it out that, hey, yeah, we come from the same place. We're doing different jobs, and we had a full-on conversation, and it was all based on the tonality, the vibration, and pretty much the field we were giving off as we were having this conversation. And I think we even picked up on each other's words a couple of times just to tag on and repeat. So it was a real experience. Thank you, Maria. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for your sharings. And I also have Tristan that is sharing to everyone that when he was a child, it's a religious wound through my parents that people who speak in tongue were evil. It's really interesting that when our soul is speaking freely, the reality has been distorted to put that as evil so that we don't have access to it. So he brought a really important point. And yeah, by doing this exercise, we realize those conditionings. So thank you so much for playing the game. It was really a beautiful experience for me to hold that space and offer that to all of you and see how much it's well received and meaningful also. And I would like, in the last minutes that we have together, just speak into what is possible with this soul language, because right now we've been somehow just opening the channel, and many of you already have the channel open. But it's like we've been putting almost no intention behind, which means like, oh, like, okay, let's speak our soul language and see what's happening. So we had a bunch of sensations with that, and some people had kind of soul recognition and remembrance together, which is amazing. And what would happen if somehow we put some more intentionality behind and some more, I would say, consciousness into this subconscious language? So there's many ways to use this soul language, and there's few, I would say, channel with that I'm using this soul language. So the first one is subconscious cleanse. So sometimes when you have a lot of emotions and you don't know what to do with it, using this soul language is a way to just like release the emotional charge and release all of that. So if you put the clear intention to release all your mind, I would say your mind sheet and like vortex and monkey mind, it could be a really good way at some point. So there is also another use of that is chanting your soul. I call that chanting your soul, which basically it's to use that language to sing, because also singing in lyrics can block your own expression because you might do right or you might do wrong or you might forget the lyrics, which is annoying at some point. But if you speak in soul language, there's no way to make mistake. So it's a good way also to unleash your creativity and start to sing that. There is another application of that, it's emotional alchemy. Emotional alchemy is a way to express and to connect with this feeling that you have. You already noticed that when you speak the soul language, there is a feeling inside that is the most important than what you understand. So connecting with this deeper feeling is a good way to also release that out. Another way to use this soul language is what I call soul reprogramming. Basically, soul reprogramming is to keep in your mind something that happened into your childhood, a trauma or conditioning, and to express that through soul language. So you're reprogramming directly into your subconscious through expression this memory. So there's many ways to use that. And for sure, channeling other dimensional beings. When you just start to open that thing, there's so much that is coming through. So you can use that in many ways. And yeah, if there are some people here that want to go deeper with that, I would be happy to hold such a space for you. So if you feel the potential and the call and your soul is like, oh my gosh, I want more, I want to play more with that, I want to dive with that more, just you can just say, hello, Leo, I would love to go deeper with that. And the last thing before I leave the room and before we close, you can find me on Instagram, conscious.leo. So for the one who wants to connect with me, to follow me, or to manifest their interest to go deeper with this soul language, don't hesitate. I think.
Amazing. Perfect, Leo. Can we all take ourselves off of mute, rub our palms together, and give Leo a big ashtahe of love.
Ashtahe.
Amazing. Thank you so much for being here and for being a part of this.